Hi there, my name is Rabbi, and to you, Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring the little bell. So you want to... Where's that little bell? Up there somewhere. So ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop and how things going down your neck of the wood. Where I am is a little bit freaky. We are all basically under house arrest. You can leave to get supplies. You can go and get food. You're allowed to go to the doctor or for medical appointments, or if you have an essential job. Other than that, boom, nothing. We're all like basically in quarantine right now. They've even closed down the synagogues, which was like my only real social interaction and like the linchpin of my schedule of my day. So this morning when I woke up, I was like, I don't really want to do. So I'm not really good with change. Although I have to get used to change because Screenrant, this is what this video is about, Screenrant has markedly changed course now. Screenrant was, I stopped looking at a long time ago because they were so incredibly shilly and taking the company line on all the, just about on everything. So I'm like, oh yeah, whatever. And so they were waving the flag for the Jodie Whittaker Doctor Who. I think they finally smelt the wind and worked out how hated this version of it is. The Timeless Children. I think the Timeless Children has really pushed fandom over the edge. They were like, okay, but now they're like, oh, this no. And it's because it was so just so painfully transparent that the reasons behind it was to dilute and erase 12 men from Doctor Who, 12 white men from the history of Doctor Who the BBC, who are idiots, and Chris Chibnall, who is an idiot, now find problematic. So and I think the fandom has... We were okay with a female Doctor Who or going forward a different way, but like this whole need to say there's billions of doctors and most of them were little black people, little yellow people, and most of them were just not white males. That's really the whatever. It's just like, oh god, okay. That's where we are now. Racists are just going to be racist. That's the way it is, I guess. Okay, well, before we get into it, if you can hit the subscribe button, thank you very much. I really, really, really appreciate it. I know, I'm sure you know I appreciate it. We give away stuff each week on this channel to show my appreciation. The stuff we're giving away this week is Breaking Bad Season 2 on Blu-ray. Go and check the video notes on what you need to win it. Need to subscribe to the channel and leave the hashtag I am the one who knocks. So you need to go to the video notes. Also in the video notes, there is an audio venture by Audio Visuals, the fan group that preceded, that grew into Big Finish, starring Nicholas Briggs as the Doctor. It's really good. It's nice, like Silurian, Lovecraftian tale. Hope you enjoy it. Anyway, Screenrant put out an article, was it yesterday and the day before yesterday, saying 10 things Doctor Who needs to do to get back on track. Now, according to them, like 20 minutes beforehand, Doctor Who was more on track than it ever had been before. Now they've got to do 10 things to get back on track. So let's read this article and go through it with them. So number 10, reason number 10, less companions. Now, again, I tend to agree with them. Russell T. Davies, I've been doing reading about this, his stuff. Interviews from him from when he did Rose, when he revived the series. And he was basically right. How the series works best is when you have two friends who just like each other a lot, who love each other and love having adventures with each other. I think that's true of Ace and the Doctor, or the Fourth Doctor and Sarah Jane Smith, of every good Doctor, of Joe Grant and the Third Doctor. They're just two friends that really like each other and like having adventures for each other, and it's streamlined. It's nice. So this very crowded TARDIS has not really worked out. And again, it's just clearly for the BBC diversity and inclusion policy. Like we got to have this gender, this skin color, this skin color, this. Really. Oh God, I hate viewing people by these superficial criteria. So anyway, number 10, less companions. Let's read what they say. Doctor Who never fared well when the TARDIS started to get too full. Classic Who proved this during the fifth Doctor era, when several companions were glued to one location because their writers couldn't fit them in properly. Yeah, this is taking the nap during Kinder, for example. It was Kinder, wasn't it? Yeah, I think it was good. This series is now making the same mistake all over again. It's time to shed the load. Snip a few companions. Unfortunately, I think the companions we're going to be left with are the Doctor and Yaz. Graham's gone. Ryan somehow got a job on an HBO show. I gotta see this show. Who on earth do they hire him to play? I'm fascinated. I would like to see more. The 13th Doctor isn't big on niceties and hugs to begin with, so there's little reason to suspect she would enjoy a room full of pals. Well, here's the trouble. Whittaker is such a weak performer in the role that they need to stuff full her TARDIS with other people. I mean, do you remember Resolution, where it took I don't know, it seemed like a busload of people and a microwave to deal with one Dalek while Whittaker was ran around opening a door? That's so stupid. Sorry, just the reality of how stupid it is does break it to me every now and again. Fine. So yeah, that's number 10. Number 9, no more Master. Excuse me. The Master was the best thing about this season. And you know why it was the best thing? It's because Sacha Dhawan loved being the Master. It's why David Tennant was such a good Doctor, because he loved being the Doctor. Why Matt Smith was such a good Doctor, because he loved it. Yeah, the love of being the character showing through, and the disdain and the lack of interest showing through with Whittaker. But with Sacha Dhawan, he loved being the Master, and I'd love to see more Master with him. So let's say I agree with him. I disagree with them very strongly at this point. Let's see what their reasoning is. The Master has been a central plot character since Capaldi's. Oh yeah, in all fairness, they did just bring back the Master because they saw it worked a couple of years afterwards. A couple of years earlier, because Chibnall is a terrible writer with no original ideas. You would have thought having original ideas is kind of one of the most important things about being a writer. Guess not. So and it's high time he was put on ice. Missy was a fantastic take on the traditional Master formula. I agree. In fact, check out the Big Finish Missy series. They're really good. But her death at the end of the season 10 should have signaled a break period. Actually, I agree as well. Although I don't think she really died, because Missy, she knew that the John Sim Master was going to shoot her in the back, or shoot her in the back with his laser screwdriver or whatever. So I just assumed that just like she knew she had to have the DMAT switch. It was the DMAT switch, right? That she put some kind of padding on so that his laser beam wouldn't kill her, but she would just give the impression that she was there. That was just what I assumed, but they were right. Maybe they should have taken a break. But again, Tribunal was in trouble at the end of season 11. Everybody said, we hated season 11, we hate the lack of monsters, we hate the lack of villains. Well, of course it was always my plan to do a complete course change. No, it wasn't. I don't believe, maybe if it was, I wasn't there, but I just don't believe you. I do not believe Chibnall at all. So, instead the Master has returned once again, not just to rival the Doctor, but to serve as a conduit in destroying a huge part of Doctor Who lore. Oh yeah, okay, I guess that. Either kill the Master permanently or give him a long vacation. I think a vacation is probably, a vacation is a good idea, but killing him permanently, no. No more Cybermen. Oh, what? This is actually the second good thing about this season. I like the Cybermen in it. The Cyber Zealot was stupid because they thought it would be good, but they didn't explain him, and it was just dumb. But I love the design of the Timeless Children Cybermen. Yeah, the Essentials. I think they're excellent. So fine, let's see. The Master and Cybermen have gone hand in hand since Capaldi's. No, on one incredibly good episode, The Doctor Falls. They went 2 episodes. What's it called again? Can't remember. Whatever. The one before The Doctor Falls. Fine. Yeah. Again, we understand. He's just ripping off Capaldi's ripping off Moffat. Okay, fine, that's pretty clear. He rips off everybody he can because he's not a very good writer. He doesn't know how to do it he doesn't know how to write Doctor Who. So he's going to what worked before and trying to do it again. Okay, and they've overstayed their welcome. I don't think so. It was great to see the Mondasian Cybermen in season 10. Yes, it was. But that should have been a catalyst for putting them back in the toy box for a while. I don't think so, because again, I think these Cybermen were different enough and advanced enough that it was fine seeing them again. Chris Chibnall's initial reluctance to feature any classic Who monsters during this tenure as executive producer seems to have gone by the wayside. Yeah, because everybody said it was shit. Yeah, that's what happened. And you know what? My prediction is this, and I really hope it's true. That this whole apocalypse beer bug thing it's going to delay production, and it's going to give both Whittaker and Chibnall a way to climb off the Doctor Who train without and save face. It's like the timing just didn't work out. I have other things booked in. Never, yeah. I really think that's going to happen because unless the BBC just don't give a crap, which they might not. It could go either way. Fine, so it's gone by the wayside, and now he's relying far too much on those on these classic villains as part of the greater plot arc. Yes, he's relying on them too much. The person who did it best was Russell T Davies. I think Moffat did it pretty well, but Russell T Davies had the balance really well. You have mainly new. You have I think 70% 70 to 80% new monsters, new villains, and 20% recurring ones, like returning ones. That suggests a really good balance, and I think Russell Davies did it right. Fine, number seven. Number seven is an interesting one. Don't alienate fans by being accusatory. That's what the entirety of the Whittaker reign has been. Like she's a unbridled hatred for white men. I don't understand. Like, okay, fine. So let's see what they got to say about it. Chibnall's take on Doctor Who has largely been used to push his own political views. Yes, we all know that, and that's why the viewing figures have fallen off a cliff. And they haven't hit bottom yet. We don't know they hit bottom yet. They could. I think if they do keep course and it does come back whenever there's going to be 2022 at this point, then I think the viewing figures are going to be like. I think they're gonna dip under the 3 million for the overnight easily. And you know what? Not everybody shares your political views, Chibnall. So you're a bit of a dick about that, I think. With no end in sight to the still ongoing cultural war between traditionalists and those who consider themselves progressive, many franchises have had their say, and it doesn't always go well. It's never gone well. It hasn't gone go woke, go broke. Give me an example where it didn't happen. Instead of taking the cues from Star Trek Next Generation, which brilliantly tackles social and political issues, also Doctor Who up until season 11. Yeah, season 11 I think is the first one which didn't have a realistic, strong female character in it at all. They didn't. It's the first time I can think of that in a long time. So there's certainly I know even the McCoy run, maybe up until season 24, which was what, 85, 86? Yeah, around there, and whatever. So I think that, okay, so with brilliant tackles social political issues in a non-accusatory manner. That's the thing. Doctor Who has essentially gone straight for the juggler and alienated a large a portion of its fan base as a result. Yes, exactly. God, we should have got a clue when she put the rainbow on a chest and a costume, which isn't support for the LGBTQ community. It's support for the T community. That's it. That's the entirety of it. They couldn't care less about you LGBT people. I know that you've been face actual incarceration for practicing your sexual what's the word? I want to say desires. Your sexual orientation. That's the word. But yeah. And you had decades and decades of struggle. But screw you. I just care about these people who, for 10 minutes, have said they've been struggling somehow. I would love to see. I would love somebody to explain to me how that Western society makes a trans person in any way feel bad about being a trans person. I understand that if a biological male, dresses as a woman, sometimes it looks comical, and sometimes I giggle. That happens. I'm sorry. When I see something funny, it's hard not. And I'm not that's kind of a common response. But okay, fine. So number 6, make the Doctor a leader again. Yes, this Doctor has had no authority, no leadership whatsoever. She never knows what's going on. If her TARDIS showed up, I am never getting in it, because we would all die. I would die anyway. It's been established that the 2005 era Doctor is a very different one from the classic series. Nope, I disagree with you entirely. Thanks to the trauma of the Time War. No, that's what the first couple of seasons. Really, the first season that was the way Eccleston was playing and writing it. Time War, the Daleks. Subsequent Doctors have teeter-tottered between bitter and resentful to happy and joyous. But all of them have been leaders at one point or another. Yes, they all had leadership qualities. They were all intelligent. You know, they were all smart, which the Jodah's Doctor is not. The 13th the 13th Doctor feels less like a leader. Like, she feels not like a leader in any time whatsoever. In fact, and when the fans say, "Oh, Doctor, you're the best. We will sacrifice. We will do anything for." It's so fake because we've seen her entirety of a screen time, and I've never seen her do anything for anyone that without trying to make herself look good doing it. If it doesn't make herself look good, she doesn't really care. The 13th Doctor feels less like a leader and more like an unpredictable renegade. No, she's a moron. There's no thought going into what she's doing. She does exactly what she feels when she feels like doing it because she's a moron. Sometimes it works in her favour, never. But other times it reminds the audience that she really can't be relied on all the time. For Whittaker's third run, God, please don't let there be a third run. Whittaker's third run, fans would like to see a Doctor who embodies the characteristics of the Doctor. Her predecessors, yes, most certainly confidence, compassion, and warmth. Yeah, never be cruel or cowardly like she has been. Her blunt response to Graham's admission of cancer. Oh God, don't bring up the cancer thing again. My brain can't cope with it. Caused many fans to do a double take. This is clearly not the Doctor they grew up with speculation that Whittaker would only partake in 3 seasons. Would like to see a character sent off on a high note. I would just like to see a character sent off on any note as quickly as possible. Number 5, better writing all around. Yes. There are rumours floating around to why the writing for the series at 12 haven't exactly been up to par. Because, there's no rumour, it's a fact. The same reason that Series 11 was bad. They hire people who are political playwrights who have the right skin colour and gender. They don't hire people who have an affinity or care for science fiction. They just don't give a crap about it. And they don't really care about the show. They care about making the show that's a job, but they don't care about it. The Russell T Davies and Stephen Moffat's era, everybody cared about Doctor Who. I get the feeling this era, nobody on the production team gives a crap about it. So there's been rumors about why they haven't been up to par, but that's neither here nor there. Well, I think it's very much neither there. In order to move forward, Doctor Who needs to seriously yank up its socks and start delivering better stories. To date, each episode has been caught in a quagmire of plot holes, yes, weak character development, yeah, well, there haven't been characters. They've just been people with skin colours and genders. And unconvincing resolutions to problems. Yes, because they don't want to think things through. This is the argument that goes back a number of years. Even after the writing quality began to slide near Matt Smith's danger. I disagree. However, I think season 8 the writing was the weakest, honestly, because I think Sherlock was blowing up at the time. I know people prefer season 8 to season 10. I prefer season 10. That's just me for you. Vive la différence. However, Chris Chibnall seems to have accelerated the process by proving that he's no Stephen Moffat or Russell T Davies. That's a fact, Jack. The stories have taken a tremendous hit, and although they have creaked up a bit in season 12, we're still in dark territory. Yes, 100% right. Boy, Screenrant must not give a shit about Doctor Who anymore, because they are going for the jugular right now. Number 4. No more retconning. Oh, you think? That's probably a good idea. The real damage to season 2 came in the form of the retconning, which Screenrant has a bunch of articles saying how freaking marvelous it was. Jeez, how quickly they turned around. The real damage to season 12 came in the form of storytelling, story retconning. Several plot elements involved in the Doctor and the Time Lords have been thrown. The entire continuity of Doctor Who out of whack, leaving long-time who've been scratching their heads as a result. Yes, when you're presented with something that doesn't make sense, the same response is trying to go, well, how does that work? This kind of ill-advised writing knocks the legs out of established canon, forcing fans to contemplate whether it was done to destroy the past or reforge a new future. It was done clearly to destroy the past. Kill it if you have to. God, I don't understand. They also went to that crap. This never goes well, since many fans have spent decades following Doctor Who into adulthood, only to face with a new team coming in and changing everything they once held dear. Not only that, it's completely removed all stakes from Doctor Who. She can't be killed. She's functionally immortal. I don't like my nose. Boom! Blow yourself in the head and regenerate. Just keeps regenerating until she comes up with whatever you want. And we know you can do. You can control regeneration as well. That's part of Doctor Who lore. Although who cares what's part of Doctor Who lore? Because certainly they don't. Undo the Timeless Children. Again, Screenrant. You had a gazillion articles saying how great the Timeless Children was. Number 3, Undo Timeless Children. Well, yeah, I guess we all agree here. The season 12 close, the Timeless Children has done nearly irreparable damage to Doctor Who lore. Yeah, and you know what? It's not coming out the way they thought they were, isn't it? Which has sparked an immediate backlash from long-term fans. I think backlash from all fans. Not actually, although I got to go. There's one podcast that was really happy to follow the Chibnall, really on board with the Chibnall politics that I used to listen to. That I really got to go back and see if this has been too much for them. Not only does it wreak havoc with the series continuity, but it directly contradicts over 50 years of established Doctor Who plot points. Yeah, and shut up with the, what about the Mobius Doctor? What about the Mobius? Hasn't taken away, it's just added. Shut up, idiots! It has taken away. Idiots. The Mobius Doctor didn't mean frickin' anything. Idiots. Jeez, what prize do you think you're going to get for being a moron? You know, no one's going to accept it more because you're being a moron about it. Fine. Attempts have been made to hammer this square peg into a round hole, but it's painful work at best. In order for Doctor Who to survive and move forward, the story arc needs to be undone. Yes, call it a trick of the Time Lords, a lie told by the Master, or a corruption of the Time Lord Matrix, which gives false information. Heck, bring the Valiant back and blame the entire thing on him. Yeah, but if you'd brought Michael Jason back, he would just act Jodie Whittaker off the screen. That's just the way it is. Whatever is necessary, just do it. I think what's necessary is getting rid of Chibnall and Whittaker. Just do it. So we agree there. Number 2, no more major plot arcs. I don't really think that's necessary. I think no more plot arcs by people who don't know how to do them. I think the Rusty Davis plot arc was the best. It was nice, it was loose, and it gave freedom, but wasn't like you weren't so confined by it. The problem with the universe-sized plot arcs is that eventually you run out of universe. Each series of Doctor Who has tried to one-up itself in terms of spectacle and scale. That's become a major problem for the writers, who have to continually yank rabbits out of the hat. No, honestly, the ideas are infinite. You're never going to run out of ideas. You can have infinite universe-saving things. It's fine. But whatever. Okay, fine. Doctor Who would benefit massively from adopting the kinds of smaller-scale arcs seen in classic Who. Yeah, okay, I can hear that. No more stolen planets, rebooted universe, or Gallifrey flip-flopping between total annihilation and miraculous return. And some of the best Doctor Who stories were self-contained and didn't threaten the fabric of reality as we know. That's fair enough. I'm not sure it needs to be a complete ban. Number 1, Whittaker needs to find a doctor. No, Whittaker needs to find the door. That's what needs to happen. Jodie Whittaker has failed to make the Doctor home. So true. And again, Screenrant, I've got a gazillion articles from you telling us how she's the greatest ever. So clearly you're just smelling the blood on the water. Yeah, you're smelling the wind. To be fair, she's been handled a number of difficult scripts. No, it's not. You know what's fair? What would be fair if she sat down and did a tiny bit of research on the role? I want to know, how is she playing it to be the same character, the same being that Tom Baker, when he sat outside the Dalek incubator room, holding the 2 pieces of wire in his hand, Genesis of the Dalek, saying, "Do I have the right? Many things could be better for the Dalek." That kind of moral complexity. You go back and watch Tomb of the Cybermen. Well, there's the Green Death. There's so much Doctor Who you could watch, so you can have an understanding of what the character is. All of which you've been too freaking arrogant and lazy to do. To be honest, she's had a number of this, forcing her to cut and paste various elements from David Tennant and Matt Smith's Doctors. No, the reason that she's ripping them off because that's the only Doctor she's actually really seen. We're now at the end of her second season, and as the Doctor, and Whittaker still hasn't managed to make the role for herself. Well, you were screaming that she had. Screenrant, you were screaming that she had for a hell of a long time. So I don't know. So listen. It's nice that Screenrant has decided that they wanted to coincide with the fans, which is back us up rather than Chris Chibnall. So yeah, that's a nice thing. But I think it's just kind of too late at this point. Also, I just think it's too late because I don't see Doctor Who. Maybe it's going to come back in the Whittaker form. But this is listen, for the entertainment industry, this really is an apocalypse. I read 170,000 jobs are going to be lost in the British industry alone. 100%. That's a massive number. I mean, maybe it'll come back, but I'm really hoping Whittaker and Chibnall will move on. Are you hoping that too? Well, I hope we're all hoping that. If I can ask you to hit the subscribe button, that would be fan-dabby-double-dozy. Thank you so much for doing that. Your support is incredible. Check out the video notes. You can win yourself. This Breaking Bad Season 2, and you can, as a download for a Doctor Who audio as well, starring Nicholas Briggs as the Doctor. Download, enjoy. Make sure you keep safe. Make sure, don't do anything stupid. And please do get in contact with your friends and family who may not have anybody else to talk to. Have yourself a fantastic day.